What's up? Um, I hope you guys check my quote 3 review of quote The Salvation. At this time I got no views for it, but hey, the show must go on. I don't give up on my video blogs. I just do them because I like it. So let's start with quote 1. I already did 3. No chronicle order. I'm just mixing it up. I'm saving 2 and 4 for last because I feel like I have to defend it much more. Anyway, this is the Crow one. This is the original Crow movie, the one we all love. If you're a Crow fan, a comic book fan, the fan of the movie, if you're a fan of Brandon Lee, there's something for everybody in this movie. Without a doubt, this movie's about a guy who's out for revenge. He been dead 1 year later during Halloween night when him and his woman's dead from a pack of gangs who invaded their home invasion, their home apartment building, killed him, disrespected his woman, killed her too. Um, no, they didn't kill her. I think they disrespected her, and yeah, she pretty much died in the hospital. Um, 1 year later, the Crow, played by Brandon Lee, comes back to life, and he's pretty much going out for revenge for the people who killed him and his woman. And one by one, I mean, this was like an action horror, a slash in a way. What the way I kind of consider slasher, because you got the killer going after the killer, like it's like the opposite. This time you really are rooting for the killer because he's the hero, he's not like a villain, he's a hero. Like most slasher movies, you got villains killing innocent people, and people root for the killer, even though they're bad. But in this case, you're rooting for a hero that's doing the slashing, you know. And I love the action scenes. I love how he goes after each of the gangs that disrespected his woman, kill his woman, and kill him too. And his revenge has no mercy. He goes for it one by one. And meanwhile, his presence is known with this detective, this police officer played by Ernie Hudson, and also the girl that she was raised by Eric Draven. Eric Draven, I hope I'm saying his name right. I would say Draven. I would say I said the last name wrong, but I'm sorry. Um, and also Shelley, who was having to be the Crow's girlfriend, who raised this girl like their own daughter. And her presence was known when she saw him. She was surprised and she was happy to see him. And meanwhile, while the Crow, the bird is also linked to life and death because that's his power. The Crow shows him everything. So that's how he knows who to get, how to find the person right away. And these gangs, like, they disrespected him and his woman. They go around making havoc, And once they knew who the Crow was, they all get surprised and stuff. Later on, these gangs are ordered by this main leader named Gideon. He's like the leader of these gangs, and those are like mainly the gangs are like his henchmen, and he's like this main boss, like who runs like the whole operation of drugs, racketeering, pretty much everything. Like he's the main guy. So when the Crow was going for the last guy for revenge, they started having this old shootout scene, and the Crow started beating everyone up. And while the main boss left, he just wanted the last guy, and he finally killed the last guy. And when he was about to make peace with himself, finally, like, rest in peace pretty much, the little girl was kidnapped by the main boss and his henchmen, the female, and his right hand played by Tony Todd. And pretty much the main boss wanted the Crow's power pretty much, you know. And as the woman said, you gotta kill the Crow, is what weakened him. And when the Crow realized that the girl been kidnapped, he has to go save her. And it's that they kill the little bird. The bird was like half alive, and he has to go after the main boss to save the girl. While only Hudson County came in to save the day just in time, for the Crow to get back up and help the girl and fight the main boss. The Crow also killed the Asian woman that kidnapped the Crow bird, and the Crow was still alive. It's like pecking her eyes out. It was like, that was a cool scene, man. The final fight between him and the main villain started going at the top of the church. It was just epic, man. It was just like, while you thought the Crow was down, he said, you're gonna feel my pain. Like, to me, the way the Crow uses power to put the pain on his victims to me is way better than Ghost Rider or Spawn version of it. I feel like the Crow does a way better job at it. And that's just my opinion. And pretty much the Crow defeated the villain and pretty much saved the young girl and saved Willie Hudson's character too. And of course, he went back to the cemetery. His woman was in spirit form, and he pretty much rest in peace. You know, like he could finally rest in peace. This movie is just fucking awesome. I mean, the soundtrack was great, by the way, very well done, and it matched with the movie too. You know, I always love a good soundtrack when a soundtrack matches with the movie. The story, the style of the movie is good. Usually, there's a lot of movies that deals with the dark themes, like how the darkness or the very dark movies are, and usually there been movies that doesn't work with it, and there's been movies that work with it, but not well done. You know, I'm not saying those movies are bad or nothing, but this is one of those movies where it was really well done and really good. You know, and it was very well accomplished. You know, because it was meant to be a dark style movie, a dark theme movie, but in this case it worked. It matches. The lighting was perfect to match with to match with the darkness. And the character was classy. It's like it's graphic, but it could be classy at the same time. It was like poetry in motion. It was a fucking epic. And The Crow is one of those movies and one of its kind that it's gonna be very hard to duplicate pretty much. And that's what I like about the Crow movies. Yeah, I did say I like the Crow movies. I like all four of them, which I mentioned. And check part 3 out, Salvation. And this movie is awesome. Go get this. If you haven't seen it, then you must be crazy.